When to DIY your books versus when to get help. An honest assessment from someone who teaches both. I'm about to talk myself out of some business. I teach people to do their own QuickBooks and I offer to do it for them. But sometimes I tell them they shouldn't hire me and they shouldn't try to DIY either. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what I mean when you should DIY, when you should get help, and when you're in the danger zone where both options could hurt you. This is going to be the most honest business advice you'll hear this week. My goal is to help you make the right decision for your situation, not the decision that's going to make me money. I'm Bev from bookkeepingcoach.net. Here's my unique position. I teach DIY bookkeeping and I do full service bookkeeping for clients. I've seen both sides of this equation for 30 years. I know exactly what it takes to successfully DIY your books, and I know exactly when DIY becomes more expensive than professional help. I'm going to give you a framework for making this decision based on your actual situation, not on generic advice that doesn't fit your business. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which path makes sense for you. You should consider DIY if your business structure is straightforward. I'm talking about service businesses with no physical inventory, single revenue streams, fewer than 50 transactions per week, no employees, just you or you plus independent contractors and a single business entity. Perfect DIY candidates are freelance writers, consultants, coaches, virtual assistants, graphic designers, photographers, and most other service-based solopreneurs. These businesses have predictable transaction patterns, simple tax requirements, and limited complexity in their financial reporting. DIY works for these businesses because the bookkeeping follows predictable patterns. You invoice clients, collect payments, pay business expenses, and maybe pay yourself. There are no complex inventory calculations, no payroll tax obligations, no multi-state tax issues, and no investor reporting requirements. You're a good DIY candidate if you already use systems in other parts of your business. Do you have standardized processes for client onboarding? Do you use project management tools? Do you track your time systemically? If yes, you probably have a mindset for DIY bookkeeping. You should also be comfortable with technology and learning new software. I'm not talking about being a tech expert. I'm talking about being willing to watch training videos, follow step-by-step instructions, and troubleshoot basic problems without panicking. Let's be realistic about the time investment. Learning to do QuickBooks properly takes probably 10 to 15 hours of initial learning. Monthly maintenance takes 1 to 2 hours if you stay on top of it, or 4 to 6 if you let things pile up. Year-end preparation takes 2 to 4 hours if your books are clean, or 10 to 20 hours if they're a mess. You also need some interest in understanding your business finances. You don't have to love bookkeeping, but you should understand where your money comes from and where it goes. If financial reports put you to sleep, DIY probably isn't for you. Sarah's a freelance marketing consultant with a single member LLC. She spends 8 to 12 invoices a month. She has about 15 business expenses a month, and she works from a home office. She took my course, spent 8 hours setting up QuickBooks properly, and now maintains perfect books in 30 minutes a month. Her total investment, $49 a month for the course. Her annual savings compared to hiring a bookkeeper, $4,200. You're entering the yellow zone if you have multiple revenue streams or product lines, inventory that you need to track, seasonal business with major fluctuations in income and expenses, you're starting to hire employees or considering it, or you're thinking about adding additional business entities. These situations add complexity, and most DIY bookkeepers underestimate. Multiple revenue streams require separate tracking for profitability analysis. Inventory tracking is notoriously difficult to get right. Seasonal businesses need cash flow forecasting and budget management. Employees bring payroll taxes, workers' compensation, and employment law compliance. You can still DIY in these situations, but you need to honestly assess whether you have the time, interest, and skill to handle the additional complexity. If you're already struggling to keep up with simple bookkeeping, adding complexity will push you over the edge. Maybe you could do your own books, but should you? If you're working 60-hour weeks and bookkeeping keeps getting pushed to next week, you're not actually saving money with DIY. You're just creating a bigger problem. Here's how to think about opportunity cost. If you can generate $100 per hour in your business and bookkeeping takes you 4 hours per month, that's $400 in lost opportunity. If you can hire a bookkeeper for $300 a month, DIY is actually costing you money. The bigger danger in the yellow zone is procrastination. When bookkeeping feels overwhelming, people avoid it. Avoided bookkeeping becomes a bigger mess, which feels even more overwhelming, which leads to more avoidance. I've seen this cycle destroy businesses. If financial tasks make you anxious, you're avoiding them, or you're losing sleep over whether your numbers are right, the savings of DIY isn't worth it. Chronic stress about your finances affects your decision-making, your health, and your ability to grow your business. I have clients who could technically do their own books, but choose not to because they want to focus on what they love about their business. There's nothing wrong with that decision. Your time and mental energy are valuable resources that should be allocated to your highest and best use. You need professional help if you have multiple business entities, employees with payroll taxes, complex inventory with manufacturing or assembly, investor reporting requirements, government contracts with compliance needs, or you're preparing to sell your business. These situations have high stakes for mistakes. Payroll tax errors can result in personal liability for business owners. Investor reporting errors can result in legal problems. Government contract compliance errors can result in loss of contracts and penalties. These situations require specialized knowledge that goes beyond basic bookkeeping. You need someone who understands employment law, tax compliance, industry-specific accounting rules, and regulatory requirements. If you're processing more than 200 transactions per week, multiple payment methods and currencies, complex pricing or commission structures, or integration with multiple software systems, you're probably beyond DIY territory. High-volume businesses need efficient processes and automated systems that most DIY bookkeepers can't set up or maintain. You also need someone who can quickly identify and fix errors before they compound into bigger problems. Professional help is essential when mistakes are expensive. If you're in an industry with high IRS audit risk, investor money is involved, you're preparing to sell the business, or loan applications depend on accurate financials, you can't afford to get it wrong. I've seen DIY mistakes business owners, their SBA loans, their investor relationships, and their business sales. A $50,000 business sale was delayed by 6 months because the books were wrong and had to be restated. An SBA loan was denied because DIY financial statements didn't meet banking requirements. David runs a construction company with 15 employees, equipment financing, and multiple projects running simultaneously. He tried DIY for 6 months and made a $15,000 error in job costing that affected his pricing for an entire quarter. Now he pays $1,200 per month for professional bookkeeping, and his profit margins have improved by 8% because he has accurate job costing data. The hidden costs are often the biggest: delayed decision-making because you don't trust your numbers, missed opportunities because you don't have timely financial information, stress and mental energy that could be applied to growing your business. Professional bookkeeping costs vary by complexity. Simple service businesses typically pay $300 to $800 per month. Medium complexity businesses, $800 to $2,000 per month. Complex businesses, $2,000 to $5,000 per month, plus setup fees and year-end preparation. But professional help includes value that DIY doesn't: accurate financial reports for decision-making, tax-optimized categorization and timing, compliance with industry regulations, professional liability insurance, and peace of mind that your books are correct. The break-even point depends on your hourly value and business complexity. If your time is worth more than $100 per hour and you have a complex business, professional help almost always makes financial sense. Here's how to decide right now. Count your green lights. Simple business structure, fewer than 50 transactions per week. You have 15 plus hours to learn initially. You have 2 plus hours per week for maintenance. You're interested in understanding your finances? Count your red flags. Multiple entities or employees, 200 plus transactions per week, high mistake consequences, no time or interest in learning. You're already behind on bookkeeping. You're scoring? 4 to 5 green lights and 0 to 1 red flags, DIY makes sense. 2 to 3 green lights and 2 to 3 red flags, consider coaching or a hybrid approach. 0 to 2 green lights and 3 plus red flags, please get professional help. Based on your assessment, here's your perfect match: a strong DIY candidate My QBO Mastery course is perfect for you. Over 100 focused videos that are 2 to 5 minutes each, you can watch and learn at your own pace. Learn exactly what you need when you need it. New bookkeeper building a practice? Join my group Jing for bookkeepers. Build confidence, get real-world experience, and learn to serve clients at different complexity levels. You need support or a hybrid approach? Business owner group coaching gives you the best of both worlds. Learn to do it yourself with biweekly expert guidance and peer support. If you need professional help, reach out to me and let's discuss your specific needs to ensure that you get the support you need. Whichever path you choose, you'll finally have clarity about your finances instead of anxiety. The links are below for all the options that I offer. And subscribe for more honest advice. Next week, I'm covering 5 reports every business owner should review monthly.